Okay, now how you doing, man?
Yeah, are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Now, so we did this before, about, was it like a month ago or so? Going over your IDP, Individual Development Plan, or IPD, Individual Player Development, whichever you want to go with. So we'll hit up on your, we'll talk about your seasonal goals, your short-term goals, and your long-term goals. We'll address those. We'll go over it, how to break it down, and et cetera, excuse me, et cetera, et cetera. Also, I have some clips, some film on some movements on your games, address some movements, how to go forward with the ball in space, and et cetera, and awareness, decision making, all of that. I have 3 clips. I'll probably just go through one of them just to help you because we talked about certain things about how to advance the ball forward. So before we start, man, just tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me about your soccer history.
Well,
At what age did you start?
well, I started when I was like 4 or 5. I played rec for family friends. Their dad was the coach. Then after that, I moved to a club called Maple Valley Rapids, and I played there for like about 3 years. And then after that, I went to a club called Sound FC. I played there for a year, and now I'm at Pac Northwest. I've been there since like 2020.
Oh, okay, that's cool, man. That's good. So obviously you played soccer for a long time now. You're 14 years old now. So apart from soccer, man, tell me what are your hobbies outside of soccer? What do you do
Well,
that you
obviously
enjoy?
school.
That you enjoy?
Oh, I don't enjoy that. I play a lot of video games. Sometimes I would like go to a field or in my backyard.
Yeah, but that's soccer related though. Apart from the video game part, obviously. But all right. So do you do any, let's say, any other sport that's not soccer related?
I only play soccer.
Okay. Have you done anything else?
Yeah, I played a year of basketball when I was younger.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
6 years old.
Okay. So you play basketball too. That's good. Um. Yeah. So it looks like you've been in it for a long time, man. So who was your favorite player growing up?
Growing up, it was probably Neymar. I always liked the players with the best footwork.
Neymar. Okay. Cool. How about favorite team? The team you root for?
Favorite team, I've always liked Barcelona.
Barcelona? Nice, cool, man. So you say Neymar, so is that who you try to model your game after?
When I was younger, yeah, but that's because when I was younger, I could try more things on the field. Now, at this age, I don't have all that freedom.
You don't have that freedom right now? Yeah, that's with
Especially as a midfielder.
yeah. It gets, as you get older, you start to think more, you start to understand things, and when to do things and when not to. So yeah, as we get older, it seems like that the freedom that we want, we don't get as much of it, and but as far as soccer, as far as on the soccer field, that is. So all right, man. So we're gonna address some things. We're gonna go through some things here, man. So last time we spoke, it's the same thing. We talked about your strength, things, and areas where you're strong, and areas where you can get stronger. Areas where you need to improve. They call it what, weaknesses. Areas where you're weak. So one of the things that I see when you do train with us is you're technically sound on the ball. You have a good eye for the good vision. You have exceptional control of the ball. Techniques are, as we talked, techniques on your fundamentals are exceptional. And one of the biggest thing that I saw is you love to assist from as long as I can remember. You love to give the assist. So those are all good things. So those are areas where you're very strong, especially tight control on the ball, and seeing the game. So do you agree with that?
Yeah.
How about areas where you feel you need to improve?
Well, definitely my shooting, because like sometimes when I have a shot, I shoot it. It doesn't really go where I plan on it going. And probably also winning tackles. or just defense overall.
Okay.
Because like as a holding mid, I need to like stop the attack. They go through the middle a lot, and sometimes I fail at doing that, which is not a good thing.
Right, right. Shooting. Now you're not talking about finishing. You're talking about shooting
Just shooting.
From a distance.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's different than finishing. But shooting. Why do you think is it? Do you think is that shooting is due to mechanics, or is it due to just not having enough power in your leg? What do you think it is?
Well, I've shot with power. I think it's probably mechanics.
Mechanics. Okay. Okay. All right. So, when it comes to that part of it, shooting with mechanics, what do you think? What do you think you can do in order to get better at shooting from a distance? Because you say you have the power, but the ball is not going where you mean for it to go. So how do we improve in that area? What do you do outside of the normal training environment to improve in that area?
Well, obviously, I can go to a field, just like kick a ball around,
Right.
but like roll the ball, dribble through some cones or something, shoot it, and like try to practice my consistency.
So you say going through cones. So now you're talking about so that then if you put some you say put some cones down,
Yeah, because
dribble through,
yeah,
and then shoot. Right? Is that what you said?
because I won't always have the space to shoot. I'd have to get through a player.
Have to get through players or receiving a pass, or maybe even shooting from tight area. So it comes down to mechanics. So even if you do all of that, so it comes down to mechanics, and that's what we are going to work on a lot. It's your shooting mechanics. Are you shooting with? Do you even need to shoot with power at a certain distance? Is it how do you place the ball? You know, the things to do before receiving, like knowing before shooting, like knowing what. Obviously, taking a quick look up, seeing what a goal is, and of course, like as I said just now, like working on the mechanics. Are you leaning back when you're shooting? Is the ball going? Is that the reason the ball going up? For example, if you miss it that high, or you lean over the ball, are you tighten up your ankles, locking your ankles when you're shooting? Things like that, so we can continue to work in those areas. How about winning duels? How do you with that? Excuse me. How do you improve in that area?
Well, that's a little complicated because I can't do that by myself.
Of course, yeah.
So I'd probably invite like some friends, just play or like do some 1v1s against some people I know. Like I did that with one of my friends a few weeks ago.
Yeah, winning duels, obviously you need players, but also that doesn't necessarily have to be outside of the training environment, because obviously with that you need players around. So in the training environment, that's something we can win duels. So how you go into those duels going to matter. If it's area ball, are you timing it correctly to jump or vert or jump or power, whatever, to try to head the ball, or is there a player in front of you? Or if it's a tackle, how are you going into that tackle? You know what I mean? Are you sliding into that tackle? Are you keeping the person in front of you? Or if you have the ball, for example, if you have the ball, when it's shoulder to shoulder, are you winning those battles? Is it a problem of maybe not being strong enough? Like, not that you have to be a bodybuilder or anything, but not being having enough strength in your upper body, for example. Those are the things those are the questions, and those are areas where we can work on and off the field. But on the field is obviously doing it in practice over and over, and timing and calculating and watching films on how to go into tackles, when to go into tackles. Watch players in your favorite in your position that you play that you're playing right now. How are they going into those things, into those duels? How are they winning it? And if they're losing it, how are they losing it? Is it similar? Then you can try to compare it. But outside of it, you're 14 years old, so you don't have to worry about lifting weights or anything right now. But as you get older, when you get to a certain age, that's when guys start to, like maybe high school seniors, juniors. I don't know the right answer is there, but they start to lift, not to be bodybuilders, but to gain some type of strength in the upper body, or sometimes it's even an issue of a lower body. So. And I see how you said sprint speed.
Oh,
Can
yeah,
you
they say
elaborate on that?
Well, I'm not the fastest player, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Speed is something I lack. Although as a midfielder, it's not like you need to be the fastest player on the field. I think it helped me like track back, or if I lose the ball, get back, win the ball.
Mm-hmm.
It'll help me with stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, with sprint speed, not to underplay speed, but as a mid, especially as a midfielder, I think speed of thought, that's what matters a lot. Because you got players like, can you name some players that are not fast, but they're
Well,
very good though?
Busquets.
Busquets, that's the person I can think of. Rodri from Manchester City. It's not the fastest. He's a strong guy, but it's not the fastest. But he's thinking 2, 3 steps ahead. You know.
Yeah.
But if you do want to get faster, obviously it won't hurt. So what can you do what can you do to get to gain more speed?
I could like do some sprints, do some leg work, like leg workout, or go on a treadmill, go like to a field, run a mile, run a few miles or something.
I mean, those things get your legs stronger, but not necessarily speed. I think some of the things that and this is tricky, but some of the things that I heard that helps is those, I don't know what you call them, the tight around, and they try to go run, and the wind is pulling back,
Oh, the
something like.
parachute.
Say it again.
The parachute.
Yeah, I've seen some players do that, and I mean, I was told that it helps. One of my players told me from a long time ago that it helped him a lot. That's something he used to do. Of course, speed, agility, and quickness, going through ladders and short distance sprints. I think if you're looking at a long distance sprint, that's a little bit more difficult, but you can probably can gain some speed over a short distance because you may not be a long distance runner, a long distance sprinter per se, but short distance you can probably get better at that, and that's I think a lot of speed, agility, and quickness while using the ball. Though, don't forget about the ball. Don't do it without the ball, but doing it with the ball. Maybe do some moves on the ball, some passing back and forth with a teammate or a friend at a park, and then quickly get into those agility moves and taking a quick sprint in front of you. So things like that can help, I believe. So, hey man, we talked about your short term goals, and you talked about your U15 right now. You talked about making the Sounders U17. Obviously, Sounders because we're in Seattle here, and we practice in the same facility as the Sounders. We see their players, especially during the weekend when they're going in. Sometimes when they're going into training, we have games around, so you get to see those guys. They have their scouts around that area all the time. So, you talked about going into that in the next 2 years. In the next 2 years, you sent me your SMART goals. You say you wanted to be there in 2 years to make the U17 academy. You talked about being on the ECNL team, staying on the ECNL team, going to these different showcases. All these things help outside of the state. Continue to be on these top teams, continue to be challenged. You talked about all of that stuff, and realistically, said it's realistic given the club we play for, given the fact that again the Sounders are around. We practice in the facility. Talked about the players. Some of our players have gone on to play for the club. Some of our players went on to play for the academy, and so that's something that's a goal you have. But how do you think? What are the steps you want to take in order to get that within the 2 years? Because 2 years is short. That's your short term, right? In these 2 years, I mean, obviously being on the top team helps, and so to speak. But as an individual, what can you do to continue to excel?
I could work, put my max effort into everything. I could train more. I could work on myself more.
We say train more. Can you elaborate on that?
Just like going to a gym, working on my body, going to a field, working on my soccer.
Working on moves and different things. How about in a team environment? What do you think can do that to get better?
With my team, well,
in order for you to be in the next 2 years to be on the U17 Sounders Academy, right? In a team environment, what can you do there to not to ensure, but like to help you get to this goal?
Well, I mean, sometimes I get carried away, goof around with my teams. Maybe I could stop that.
I mean, I'll tell you what. I can help you in this area. So it's not just about playing the game on the field or practicing. It's not only that. A lot of things that you can do is analyze yourself. You know what I mean? Like, because every game is recorded,
Yeah.
or if not most games. So after the games, what are you doing to get better? And are you watching films enough? Are you watching the team? Are you watching yourself? Are you watching professional games? When you're watching professional games, what exactly are you looking at? So those little things you can pick up. But because we record all of our games, because all the games are recorded, you always have access. That's an area where a lot of players do not do. They don't go back to the games. They don't watch. They don't try to analyze. They don't watch themselves. Because if you can watch yourself, you can critique yourself. You can see things you're doing well. You can see things you need to improve in. Things you didn't do so well in the game, and you can take that to practice every single time. So if you want to make this, it's not a small goal. It's a big goal. Making it to the academy. Not everyone makes it, right? It's so many players, and it's so competitive. So have to be able to continually improve and eat well, the right nutrition, put the right stuff in your body, and it's not too early for that. And those are the little things that helps. Sleeping, getting your 8 to 10 hours of sleep. Those little things help. Can take you a long way. So here we talked about your long-term goal, and you say you want to sign a professional contract in the Major League Soccer within the next 5 years. So can you talk more about that?
Well, playing soccer is something I'm really good at, and I want to make that as my career. So signing a professional contract would be amazing for me.
Okay, and again, it goes back to what we talked about earlier about the little things you can do. Let's look at a guy like who's on a different level, but let's look at a guy like Ronaldo. He's 38 years old, but he's top shape, eats the right stuff, totally invest in everything, he invests in his body, he invests in anything that's going to make him a better player. Even at 38, playing with players that are much younger than him, he's still at the top. Even now in Saudi Arabia, what he's doing there is it's amazing. Guys like Messi, Benzema, those guys are in the mid-30s or past their mid-30s, and they're still at the top level. They're still scoring goals. They're still contributing. But it starts from making those little things habits. You know what I mean? Like again, like eating the right stuff, getting your 8 to 10 hours of sleep, going to practice, being the first to practice, the last to leave, doing the extra after practices. It doesn't guarantee you're gonna make it, but what it's gonna do is it's gonna slowly put you ahead of other players because it's competitive. There's so many players that play, especially here in Washington. There's so many clubs, so many players, and things like that. So you want to find a little bit of, you want to find that little, you want to do the extra. That extra, I feel, is what put players in that next on that level, at least to get to where you want to get to in 5 years. You want to make it there, which is doable, definitely doable. You have to do things differently than anyone else. Is waking up early, training two times a day, and if doable, especially summertime. There's no school, so training 2 to 3 times. Those are things that, you know, hungry players for that success. Those are things they do. So last thing here we're gonna talk about. Because of time, I don't think we're gonna get time to go through these clips, but you've seen it already. So here, your seasonal goals. You talked about you wanted to just as a midfielder. I know you want to play as a 10. Right now you're playing as a 6. You do get on the ball a lot. You dictate play a lot. So here, your seasonal goals. It shows that you want to just for the season. It said you want to at least you want to score 5 goals, 7 assists, and one of your top goals was to play every game. Because I understand you were injured a lot last season and things like that. So you want to play every game. So again, 5 goals. Some may say, oh, that's a low number, but as a midfielder, as a right now as a holding mid, a lot of things you do go unnoticed. A lot of things holding midfielders do not show in the stats. And, it does not show at all, and it's a lot of times it's missed. But they are the glue to the team. They connect the dots, so to speak. So 5 goals. So where are you at so far?
I'm at 1 goal. Had a nice goal during a tournament in San Diego. Very nice goal.
How about you say you wanted to get at least 7 assists for the season? Where you at now?
I'm definitely gonna get that one, but right now I'm at 3.
Yeah, 3. Okay. And you say you want to play every game. Where you at now?
I played almost every game. I missed 1 game because I was very sick.
Okay. All right. So, all right. So the five goals. What we looking to do now is to break that down, right? Because you have one that we've been playing for a while, right? So we have entering December. We have January, and your season's over in February this year because your high school obviously over in February over here in where we at. So in December, right? We play. How many? What do you guys have?
I think I have 6 more games.
No, well, in December, how many?
Oh, in December, I think
Two,
2.
probably two, right? Because the last 2 weeks are off, so two. So we'll break it down this way. Say you got 5 goals, you've got one out of the 5, right? So now you have 4 goals. So how we can break it down is between in December, okay? In December, can you get at least in the 2 games? Can you get at least 1 goal,
Yeah.
right? And in January, can you get at least that's about 4 games? And this tournament, we have a tournament in January, the second weekend of January. Then you have games. So can you get at least 2 goals? Just 2 goals, right? And if we'll add some assists into that too. Can you get at least 2 goals and at least 2 assists in just that month of January? Just the month of January, 2 goals and 2 assists. In December, can you get 1 and 1? 1 goal, 1 assist. If you can get 1 goal in December, you'll be at 2 goals. If you can get 2 in January, you'll be at 2 more. That'll give you 4. So you 1 away. So in February, the season's over at the end of February. Can you get 1 goal and maybe 2 assists? Right? We're talking about 2 assists. You had 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 assists. So so if you break it down, if you break these goals down, it will look more attainable. Because saying 5 goals, 10 goals is so vague. You have to have a plan. So the plan is, okay, you got 5 goals, you got 1. So now you have 4 more. So each month, if you can get December 1 goal, 1 assist, January 2 goals, 2 assists, that's a long wait. 31 days in January, that's 4 to 5 games, and then February 1 goal and 2 assists. So we're breaking down that way, okay. And then I'll work with you. Coach Jason will work with you, and we'll work on the shooter mechanics. We'll work on getting strong, getting fast in the short distance, or to get faster there. And then the duels will continue to work on down practice when you practice with me to work on those things. And with Jason, just continue to we'll watch some clips together and how to go in the tackles, how to win duels. Does it have to even be physical at times? Probably not. So we'll watch clips on that, and then and that's it for me. Any questions, man?
No, thank you.
All right. So we'll revisit this again, I think, one more time, maybe in the next couple of months here. But I'll stick with you all throughout the season. We'll visit in December to see where we at with our goals, and obviously I'm at yeah, man. So we'll stop it here. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, brother. All right. Next time. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.